Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Glad to have you here, as I always am. It's good. You and I do it together, makes it so much better. This is the tarot reading that is the exception to the rule. That is, it's all about manifesting and nothing else. So that means the way the cards are interpreted changes. It's not like a regular reading. I don't care what other people around you are doing. I don't care about the other external forces. It doesn't make any difference. It's you and your manifesting ability. And to do that, your imagination has to be strong and active. That's why I do the audio version. What you have on the screen right now in front of you is this single picture. It will be the only picture that you will look at for the entire reading, which runs about 12, 13 minutes, something like that. And that's done intentionally. Science in the past, not recent science, because I don't have a lot of faith in recent science, but in the past there have been studies that have been done that show the more we pay attention to action on some sort of a screen, whether it's a laptop, desktop, television, doesn't make any difference. The more we do that, the more our imagination weakens because we give in to the images that we see on the screen. When you have an audio version, you make up your own images. There may be, let's just say for the sake of numbers, easy numbers, 100 people viewing this. Every one of the 100 people will hear the same thing, see the same thing, and come up with different pictures. That's important because it's touching the creative side of you, the spiritual side of you. And the only way that you can do it is by exercising your imagination. So that's what we do here. Start on the bottom row, go to the top row. The two center cards, bottom and top, are critical. The bottom row center is where we begin. The top row center is where we end. Let's begin. Bottom row, center. The oracle card is Observer. Now you can see this coyote is observing a moon, crescent moon, but it could be full moon. New moon doesn't make any difference. In fact, we have a new moon right on top of us today. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Observer. Now, if you take the word observer literally, that means somebody who's sitting back watching. Not a very active position normally. I don't think that's what's indicated right here. You are looking at active observing. You say to yourself, what the hell are you talking about? Watching is watching. It's conscious watching, being aware of what you are watching or just watching. For example, very often we were talking about the images on a screen. How many times do you find yourself kind of zoning out as you're maybe watching a movie or something like that? You get into an alpha state, a hypnotic state. That is not conscious observing. That's hypnotism. Different story. What we're talking about here is conscious observing. You're participating in your observation. You're watching it, you realize that you're watching it, and you're analyzing it. You're kind of looking at it and see what resonates with you. So it's not a passive observing, it's an active observing. Very, very, very critical. So, all right, let's begin. On the left, all the way to the left, what do we have? The Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles makes it very clear. Aces are always about you because it begins with you. Whatever you can manifest in your life, you can manifest anywhere, anytime. In other words, you looking for that perfect love, you be the perfect love to yourself. And that's not narcissism. Because narcissism is not love. It's self-hate, masked as control. What you're looking for is that essential value, that core value. And all of us really have, when you get right down to it, one core value. Should be your self-worth. How important are you to you? And I mean, how loving are you to you? I say this in almost every reading, and I imagine some people are going, so what the hell? What are you going to give up this self-love stuff? That's the point. I'm not. Read a story on the internet back a day or two ago about how difficult that is for an individual. Maybe the most difficult thing we ever have to do is to learn to love ourselves. Accept ourselves for the light side and dark side. really difficult, especially when you are trained from your first breath to be subservient. When you are trained to be devaluing yourself. Stop and think. If you're a parent, you have a baby, all excited when they begin to talk, all excited when they begin to walk. When they get to school, shut up, sit down. What? I was talking and walking, everybody thought, shut up, sit down. It's like that for the rest of your life. So self-love, primary pentacle. Self-worth, really important. Over to that, we go to the high priest. And the high priestess really that idea falls in with this whole idea of the Ace of Pentacles. The high priestess is intuition, wisdom, the subconscious mind. It's learning to listen to that inner voice, which we are disconnected from. They do not want you to listen to your inner voice because you're tougher to control. So that's why from the first time they get their hands on you in school, it's shut up and sit down. When up until this point, it was stand up and say something. Society says, shut up, sit down. Listen to your inner voice, and you can't do that successfully unless you have the Ace of Pentacles. You really have a good self-worth, self-image. Go over to the next card, King of Swords. King of Swords, I think, many times is misinterpreted. Yes, he is a head-over-heart person. Swords are thoughts, ideas. But he's an ethical person. He's diplomatic. He's intelligent, analytical. That sword is some key understanding. And he lives by the sword. In essence, it is his pentacle. Okay? Honesty, integrity, information. Analyzing. And if that's the kind of observation we're talking about here, right? Active observing. King of Swords is all about that. All about that. The reason he is his good sense of self-worth allows him to use his intuition to enhance the information he has available. Final card, bottom row, is the one that I guess most of us kind of live under, and that is the Four of Cups. Four of Cups, you're self-absorbed, you're losing interest, lack of motivation, you're bored. What happens is, I think with a lot of us, when we're told to shut up and sit down as children, we become detached from ourselves, from our intuition, from our information, from what we're feeling, what we're knowing for us. That lowers our self-worth, and after a while, we become just disinterested, which is really an ideal place for the people who control the world. If they can get you bored, they got you. Because then you don't invest in anything. You are no longer an active observer. That's what they want. They want to completely neuter you, because then they can control you. And that's what the Four of Cups is all about. Let's go up to the second row, left. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups says you got to walk away from something that you're attached to, something you're connected with, something that you're used to. Because I found very often we confuse love with things that we're used to. Well, I must love it. I mean, it's been around for a long time. They've been around for a long time. No. You're used to them. You're not questioning. You're not an active observer with them. You are simply going through the motions. And so what you confront is depression, denial, indecision. The Eight of Cups says you need to question the truth. You need to be an active observer. Take a look at why you feel what you feel about certain things, certain people. Why? Is it conditioning? Are you just, this is the way it's always been? Because you're bored with it. Doesn't serve you. The Four of Cups says you're just not even attached anymore. Doesn't really serve you. And if you take a look at the card carefully, you see up in front of this guy, they got a big full moon. It's a beauty. Today, a full moon. Can you imagine? I can. Be an active observer. Pay attention. What is it that doesn't connect with you anymore? What is it that you're just bored with, but you've stayed with because you don't know anything else? And in fact, right next to this card is, again, the Four of Cups. Very important. You get two cards from two decks in the same reading, Four of Cups. You're bored. God, you're bored. Right? You've just lost interest. You don't have any kind of motivation. Okay? You're emotionally almost shut down. And I've noticed that with people over the past couple of years. Boy, they're just shutting down bit by bit by bit. They're not connected, attached to their life. They almost feel like they've given up. They aren't active observers anymore, and they do not have that Ace of Pentacles or High Priestess feeling about themselves. They just don't. So watch for the Four of Pentacles, the boredom that seeps in. Next card over, though, is the Knight of Swords, and that is kind of a blessing because the Knight of Swords, knights always bring gifts. This is intelligence, knowledge, acting with certainty. You need to re-examine what you are connected to, why you're connected to it, and quit being the person on the sidelines. Quit being the person in the stands. Get on the field. It's your life. As far as we know, there's only one of these. There may be more. I kind of wish for reincarnation, but no proof of same just yet. So make the most out of this one. That's what the Knight of Swords is telling you. And finally, we go to the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is just removing yourself, is what it's all about. Five of Pentacles is a lack, hardship, hopelessness, a poverty of the spirit. These people, when you look at the Rider-Waite cards, they're passing a church. The doors open, lights are on, but they walk by. They don't feel they're worthy. They don't have that Ace of Pentacles. They don't have that High Priestess. They don't even observe anymore. They don't even look in the window. They just go by. And they let their life go by as well. They're not satisfied with that. They're not content with that. They just put up with that. They're no longer active observers of their own lives even. Final card, I said we were going to wrap it up. We got the vice versa card in reverse. It is the Two of Cups. This is what your wish is, reconnecting. First with yourself, but then reconnecting with the rest of the world. And I'm talking about really reconnecting on an emotional level, on an intellectual level, becoming this active observer of your life, a participant, not just somebody who comes in as a spectator. And to do that is fairly simple. Value yourself. Trust your intuition. Keep thinking. Keep open to new ideas. Find out why you are bored with where you are emotionally. What you can do to change it. Don't keep yourself out of the game. Get into the game. And the first thing that you do, you connect with yourself. Light side, dark side, positive, minus. Doesn't make any difference. However you wish to phrase it. Connect with yourself. That is what is conscious observing. Spend the holidays and do a little bit of that. I think you'll appreciate it. So that's the read for today. Back with another one tomorrow. Hope you're here with me. If not, I look forward to the next time you and I get a chance to do tarot together. It's always special. Between now and then, peace and blessings.